I refused to sleep with my boss, so he decided to make my life miserable. I'm Candice Paul, a 24-year-old, single, working-class lady. Sadly, I'm an orphan. I once lived with my old grandma in the village, but soon luck shone on my path. After so many painful years of struggling through school, I finally managed to get a well-paid job in the city. So right now, I was working and earning my own money. I lived in a one-bedroom flat where I paid yearly rent. At work, I was very hardworking and served as an example to my coworkers. Just few weeks after I got into the company, I got promoted, much to the envy of my colleagues. Most of them, especially the female coworkers, envied me. They gossiped about me when I passed. What grew their hatred and envy for me was the way the boss seemed to like me. He acted very warm and polite to me, unlike he did to the rest of his employees. For me, I just saw it as he being generous and grateful for how much effort I put in. Weeks went by, and I began to notice something unusual about my boss. His name was Mr. Ford Thimble. Tall, dark, bald, and somewhat good-looking. Most female coworkers always tried to get close to him to get one or two favors from him. But me, I decided to earn whatever position I was in the company. Mr. Ford suddenly developed the habit of dropping by at my office every day, sometimes 2 times in a day. He'd step in with that particular smile plastered on his face. Then he'd walk up to my desk and ask me how I was doing, to which I'll discreetly reply, "Fine, sir." Then he'd carry on talking about how I was his favorite person in the company. I felt he was pushing it, but he didn't stop. Then one day, while I was busy with work, he got into my office without knocking. I acknowledged the fact that he was the honcho of this place and my boss, but that didn't give him the right to intrude on my privacy. I had to state the fact that I didn't like what he just did, but he simply brushed it off as nothing. Mr. Ford approached my desk. He sat himself down and kept on looking at me. I felt really queasy under his gaze and didn't hesitate to point that out. "You know you're a really beautiful woman, Candice." He blurted that out, inconsiderate of how that would make me feel, how that one sentence could sever my opinion about him. No, he just blurted it out as if he was just saying good morning. "Thanks for the compliment, sir. But if you don't mind, can you excuse me for now? I need to complete this work before the end of today," I stated. Mr. Ford laughed. "I really love your charisma, your dignity. I love it. What if I told you you could suspend that work you're doing? I'll offer you something more tangible. Another promotion. You'll become my secretary, and I'll triple your salary, plus grant you 5% of the company's shares." My jaw dropped. What was this? This was such a big, no, huge offer. But then my senses returned. I crossed my arms, looking at my boss skeptically. "Why? That's such a huge reward for a mere secretary. I doubt your current secretary enjoys such benefits." He chuckled again. "You're pretty clever." I continued to stare at him, my eyes devoid of emotions. I knew Mr. Ford couldn't just offer me such a thing without wanting something in return. He kept on sidestepping my questions. "Come on, dear. I know you want money. I could give you that. You just have to cooperate." Mr. Ford smiled. I sighed. "I'll think about it." "Good," he chirped. "That's why I love you. Okay? Where was this going?" "I'll come by tomorrow to... No, wait. Chat me up once you've made up your mind. I'll be awaiting your feedback. Take care, beauty." He winked at me before leaving. I shuddered after he left. I was still pondering on what just happened when my phone rang. "Hello, is this Miss Candice Paul?" "Yes, who's this?" "I'm calling from God's Grace Hospital. Your grandma just got driven here. Seems like she's in a very serious situation." I didn't let the person to finish before hanging up. I quickly packed my stuffs, grabbed my bag, and rushed out of my office as my heart kept screaming, "No, no, no!" I hoped nothing bad had happened to Grandma. She was the only person I had left in this world. Tears brimmed my eyes as I boarded a bus straight to my village.